Hey, welcome back to your Nerdside Halloween Special Part 2. Did you like the last episode? This one's going to even get better because we're about to go downstairs in the bottom of the USS Hornet. Oh, it's going to get scarier. I told you this was so good, it had to be 2 parts. Might even be 3, you never know. Happy Halloween, and remember to follow social media. Our social media always at your Nerdside. Get the latest of what's going on, all right? Let's start the show. When we come back, we'll be back at the USS Hornet.
Welcome to Comic-Con,
where once a year, sci-fi buffs take their lips off the barrel of a loaded gun and spend half a day adjusting their eyes to sunlight.
You want to see a comic book with pregnant zombie nuns?
You psychotic nerd!
Dude, what a bunch of freaking nerdos.
Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I'm a nerd too. Your personality needs some work.
You're not part of the popular clique.
But I was kind of a lonely nerd in high school.
I started a quilt. I did yoga twice a week. I wore flip-flops in public.
I like to roll with
We took a break for a while. Paul had to go to the restroom. He went number 2 for an hour. So now we're ready to go downstairs, and we are heading into the brig. No, where are we going?
We're going down to the second deck.
We're going down to the second deck right now.
Third deck Mass Effect.
This has been a lot of fun tonight. And I know this is a Halloween special, and we're supposed to be doing this. Hold on, I got to catch up with them because it's really dark down here.
We're going to go down here.
Okay.
All right, down ladder, make a hole.
And are we in a hot place right now? This is hot with paranormal activity.
We're headed there.
Oh, we're going to be getting there.
Yep. Now, here you got the engine room over there. We're headed to the mess deck. And what do we have in between? A machine shop.
A machine
still
shop.
Works.
It does still. And is this used on a regular basis
Yes.
for people? Okay.
Yeah, we actually use, a lot of the restoration people will use this to fix things, repair things.
And what they say is that, and this is for houses, but when people remodel or do things, the spirits usually get upset about that. Is that a thing that happens here or no?
Sure, because you changed the ship. I mean,
Yeah.
This ship is not the same configuration it was in during World War II.
Okay. Is this
Mess
food?
deck. So
Yes.
this is enlisted mess. So the officers ate further forward. The chief petty officers will eat further aft. But the main crew, the enlisted crew, all ate here. So you have the hotline, cold food service. You can see you got fryers over there.
So is this mess hall still in use?
We use the space, but we don't cook here.
You don't cook here, okay. They just serve stuff here, okay.
Yeah. Like if we have a large event, they'll actually bring catered food.
It's so bizarre how close the food is to the engine room. I mean, like, to the machine shop. It's space, yeah.
Space was never wasted. This is not a hotel.
Yeah.
So basically, you had your chow where you could get your chow. And if your workspace was nearby, hey, great. You got to the chow line pretty fast.
So this is a hot spot. The
Yes.
chow.
You have a lot of social interaction happening. You get a lot of sailors coming in, chatting with their buddies,
Yeah.
getting a meal. You know, sort of a downtime. Meaning it's like, oh, I can not worry about what I'm doing.
How big is it? Is this
So
just
is
a
one
room?
compartment.
Oh, there's that.
another compartment.
Oh my God.
Well, you know, you had a couple thousand people on board.
What was that? Was that you?
See, we have.
So it's that time. We had to stop down the tape because I told you, and if you don't know this, at the exact same time, we have recorders downstairs, way downstairs in sick bay, and we're not there yet. We're in the chow area where they eat. And do you want to hear what's exactly happening right now? What sounds we caught? I caught 3 of them. Listen to this. Number 1, and then number 2, and then number 3, and then you tell me if you can hear anyone talking, because I really do think I hear someone talking. All right? Listen to this. All right, that's what we caught. We're going to stop down again and find more, but let's get back to the well, the tour of the USS Hornet.
Is there anyone down here with us?
That was my elbow, it's okay.
Yeah, that was your elbow.
I heard a sound right before your elbow cracked.
Yeah, kind of a squeak, but it might have been a mooring.
It could have been the camels outside.
Yeah.
My shoes are very slippery.
That was my tummy.
You guys hear all kinds of things I don't hear because of my hearing. Let's get some gear out.
Yep, pull the gear out. Okay, flashlight went off again.
Ooh.
Yeah, they like the stories.
Right in my eyes.
Well, you're sitting in the wrong place because that was up there before you sat down.
It's fair.
So if I were to sleep here at nighttime, where are the locations? Is that on the...
It depends on how big your group is, but ideally you can sleep in sick bay if nobody's investigating.
Oh, isn't that like the hottest place?
Oh, hi, Paul.
Can be.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Paul's
Yeah,
checked
you can
in.
sleep there, but if other people are here as well, then they usually stick around and investigate that area all night.
Export.
So is
But
it...
you can also sleep in the regular enlisted, bunks, which are all right there.
What was that?
That's the camels outside the metal on metal.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you hear that too? It flipped you out,
It
huh?
sounds like the same.
Everly.
It sounds like a dog or an
Like the
even
Everly
seal or
brothers.
something.
It sounds like my dog crying. I'm like, she followed me.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that
Allie.
once they go to bed, you guys go lights out at 9 or something, 8, right?
No, when we do investigations overnight, so we tour you around the
Stimulus.
areas till about like midnight.
Oh,
Then
okay.
from sick bay all the way after, you can investigate until morning if you want to.
Oh, people individually. And then do you guys do the like bell in the morning for breakfast or chow or something like that, or?
Nah.
Yes?
Get down and wake you up. Well,
Yeah.
for scouts, they do like a reveille call, but like for paranormal, we just come down. And
I
say, "Good
just said
morning."
paranormal. They know.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are well aware that we're doing paranormal investigations.
I'm just talking to you guys. Can you guys come out or touch anything?
Don't
If
be
you want to,
shy.
if you want to touch Paul in any way, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, Paul, you can touch Paul. I know you'd probably like him.
Yeah, high five.
And
Paul's in Paul.
he was in the 80s, so he would know.
Just basically, we're in a room basically for everybody to sit around, eat, socialize, come together. This is considered one of the. I'm sorry, what?
Excuse me, there wasn't really socializing going on here. This ship had about 3,400 people on it, and all the aircraft carriers, the bigger ones had 5,000. You got in chow line, you came down, you ate, you got up and left. There wasn't any great amount of visiting or anything here.
So for relaxation, where would you go on this station, on this boat?
Shops, when we weren't working, which we were working a lot, if you had time off, you could build a model, you could play cards, some of us played records, just generally visited, told sea stories, things like that. One of the things that hasn't been mentioned here at all at night is like the history of the ship and why I feel that the people that are here, not us of course, are here because they were heroes.
All right, I'm stomping it down because while he was talking, I love this. We get a quick whisper. I love this. He's talking about, the history of the boat and everything like that. Listen to this. Listen real fast.
Are here because they were heroes.
Do you hear the whisper? All right, one more time.
Are here because they were heroes.
One more time.
Are here because they were heroes.
Wow. All right, let's get back to this conversation. I am picking up sounds once in a while we're talking. This is pretty cool. Plus, give me a few minutes. We're going to go downstairs because I caught more voices and more sounds in sickbay. This is amazing. It's a Halloween special. Let's get back to what he was talking about. I love the voices we catch.
From the time the ship was built, and a great time of camaraderie and patriotism because of World War II, the people that served down here, everybody was here for one purpose, and one purpose only, and that was to get aircraft in the air.
Yeah.
So everybody here, the ones that down below that died in the course of their, because this is like a city, the ones down below that died in the course of their daily activities, they may still very well be here. The people, the pilots that flew off the ship in the air, that died in the air. Lots of accidents over time have happened on the ship, even in peacetime, where there may be spirits here. I don't consider them ghosts, I consider them spirits. And they're here still many of them probably still walking the passageways. And like was told here, where this ship was going to be scrapped, a lot of stuff at that point was taken off the ship that was on the ship. And when other ships were scrapped, some of the people on here were given the opportunity to go get parts off of those ships. Like there are some parts here that were on the Oriskany, which had a terrible fire in 1966 that killed about 44 officers, and mostly officers that enlisted men. So those spirits may have attached themselves to that equipment and been here. So a lot of them are just passing through. And there's over the years, like this ship attacked 59 times by the enemy in World War II. A lot of people, if you look at history of this ship, there's a lot of concern here, especially for me, because if you look at the history of the Navy, you see all the battles mentioned in the Pacific. There's very little mention of the Hornet.
So we are sitting in sickbay right now. We're having a conversation, just talking. I'm catching a few voices here and there, but the majority of them are on my recording that I left downstairs by itself in a sickbay. So we're time stamping it right now. We're upstairs. Here's what's going downstairs. A lot of moving around, and I'm not making up stories. It sounds like somebody's pushing stuff, pushing on the table, closing drawer. There was nothing in there when I left earlier, when I set up all the stuff. And on the mics, I'm catching some talking in the background. I'm amplifying it, and it's like whispering or this and that. Listen to what's happening downstairs. All right, and we got another one I want to play for you. Just listen to this really fast. Tell me if you hear anything. Listen again to this. All right, let's get back onto the chow area. USS Hornet, our Halloween special. And if you have commentary like that, you heard something I didn't hear, please reach out to me, all right, on our social media at Your Nerd Side. Let's get back to the interview.
If something happened and there was an emergency, could this be brought into service quickly? No, there's no way. But if there was a zombie apocalypse, this would be the first place I'd come, because I just knocked down those ramps and they couldn't climb in here.
This way, the United States Navy would never call me back into service.
Well, when you come with ideas like that, just put in the flight deck and just paint it over. The Pentagon's got some problems there.
Paint it over because that's not working.
Yeah, I'm kidding with you.
See, the problem is, this ship was built to last X number of years, and it's lived way beyond that.
Are we getting any hits or anything? What's miles?
Well, you were talking about them walking in the halls.
Anything? You guys getting anything?
Like a law over here.
Like a what?
The law.
It's the law.
And I couldn't get the sound to work on my app. I
They were not
deleted it,
playing.
downloaded it again, turned my phone
It's
off
all right.
and on, still no sound, so I'm not allowing it to work.
It's all right. I should have brought my Ouija board. Have you guys ever done that here?
I wouldn't do
Nope.
Look at you guys.
Nope.
nothing.
I know better.
Hell no.
I've been part of one.
Some things
I
you
have-
don't
Oh,
mess
hold
with.
on. One person at a time. Too many people are coming.
Nope.
Why don't you think the Ouija board?
We brought through something very, very bad about 30 years ago. And I think it screwed things up for a long time in my life. So even though we buried the board, I will never touch a Ouija board, ever.
Why do you think, Trace?
Some things we shouldn't mess with.
Yeah.
Good spirits do not need a
Correct.
Just,
History and I look at it so differently.
huh?
We communicate. It's just another form of
I-
communication. When you put it to
So are you into Ouija boards or
I
no?
don't really mess with them, but I have used it on the ship before. But I'm just.
Oh, you've used it on the ship.
There was a group of us, yeah.
How did that turn out?
Nothing happened.
Nothing?
Nothing. I mean,
See, the thing is, do you trust the person you're with, though? I mean, like, it could be
That's the
anybody.
thing.
Yeah, it just.
that's the thing, because I was with a bunch of people, so it's like, okay, if it is moving, are you moving it?
And I always look at the person to the left or the right, and I'm like, are you pushing it? I'm just pushing my finger down, and I was. Remember, this was years ago I did it, but it was telling me some stuff like, should I do this? And I was like, later on, I'm like, wow, it really told me not to do this stuff, so I didn't listen to it. I was
I think this ship kind of acts like a window to things that you can experience when you're even not here.
It's important.
Yeah.
So, to give you a case in point, I did a history mystery here one night with another investigator, and it was a great night. Everything was just going crazy, and it was about 1 o'clock in the morning when I finally actually went home that night. And when I got on the street where I live, I'm going down the street, and in the mist, but I can't even call it a mist, there was like a person on a bicycle. And I swear I saw that. Now, I've never seen anything like that on the ship, but there it was, and it kept coming toward me, and I said, what is it clowning that person up? I got to keep my eye on it because I don't want to hit that, right? And then, boom, it was gone.
Yeah.
So that was, I mean, just one of the most interesting things that's happened to me lately. But I think that I was primed for that from being here.
Was that the metal thing outside?
Yeah, that's
I don't want to go back and pull the back and go, Paul, look, that's it. You know.
Well, I had an experience where before I actually started volunteering here, I was working in up in Orland or whatever at an almond orchard, and I was in the roasting department. So there's only the food grade oils and the machinery and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it had been a while since I'd been to the ship, and I started smelling the ship.
Yep.
The smell was coming to me, and I called up my teammates. I go, we need to take a trip to the ship. She's calling.
Yeah, your clothes and your hair are gonna reek, just so you know.
So
Everybody.
So after I usually do these, and I've told them that, I usually go home and go to bed, and it's usually a weird dream I have. I'll probably have a weird freaking dream tonight. But speaking of that, so, do you know, like, when you go, like, towards Vallejo, it says C&H?
Yeah,
Sure.
that's where I live.
Yeah.
Okay, now, do you know there's, like, a hotel that's, like, a brothel that's,
Yeah.
do you know what I'm getting chills right
Oh,
now.
yeah, I know the one.
Okay, so, and it was they never changed it, and you could spend the night there?
Right.
The one in Port Costa.
Is that what okay, so this is 9 years ago, and I've never gone back there, and the ghost hunters, the other ghost hunters, goes, we'll go there if you want to go. I went there with her, and I never heard about the place, and her friend was having a birthday party there. And I went in, and they go, you got this room. I drop off my bags. I'm like, they're all, you can't smoke in there because it's all the original bedding and everything from there. And so we went to the bar where there's a big bear in it, and I drank all night. It was her birthday party, and she goes, oh, let's go to bed. And then we went in the room, you know, we had our fun for the night, right? And then we went to sleep that night. And I don't know if I was asleep or awake, but I went to her and I was like, I remember seeing outside, and the lights were so dark. It was so dark. I'm like, God, they turned off all the lights. And I'm like, God, this hotel is really dark. What is going on? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And then all of a sudden, I was like, she goes, I was sleeping. You kept saying slowly. Do you remember me telling you the story a long time ago? I told everybody to tune in. And they all looked it up, and they found the place, and it was haunted. They're all like, she goes, you kept saying, babe, babe, babe. I got her luggage, and I ran out. And then I called them the next day, and they're all like, yeah, that was next to the room where I guess there was a lot of prostitutes there that were murdered in there.
Oh, you picked it.
Yeah, a lot of them. And they used to suffocate them or whatever. But I remember telling another person about that. They're like, you experienced everything I had. I go, I knew nothing about this stuff. But I remember how it was so black. I've never felt it so dark, and it felt so bad in there. And yeah, they wanted to go back and do a ghost hunt there. And I was like, nah, I don't want to touch that place. I don't know. You guys are bringing up some bad things, scaring me and stuff like that. Well, if you guys want, if we can do one last room, and then we'll call it a night for you guys.
It said hospital, so there we go.
Oh my God.
We know where to go next.
You guys should spend a night. Why? How old are you, dude?
Payback.
How old are you?
26.
All right, we're wrapping up this week's show. I told you, it's a lot. Part 3 will be next week. We're going into sick bay. This is the hottest spot on the USS Hornet. We caught a lot of voices there. We're going to go in there. We're going to sit a while, going into the burn victims unit, everything down there. Let's see if we can catch any voices. This is next week. If you haven't caught all the shows, you better go back and listen to it. Yeah, this is part 2. Next week, part 3, your Nerd Side Halloween special. And next weekend it's Halloween weekend. Happy Halloween. This is a lot we're doing this week. Take care, my friends. I'll talk to you next week. You're going to love it. The final episode of the Halloween special.
Ah!